Welcome to Reread, where I'm rereading through the expanded universe in chronological order, and I am going through Book 10 of the Jedi Apprentice series written by Jude Watson called The Shattered Peace. I will be honest, I don't remember anything about this story. This is one of the few stories that I've totally forgotten about, and as I was reading it, I don't know how I forgot about it because it's a really good book. It's there are these two planets, Rutan and Salani or whatever, and they are kind of at war, not at war, but they hate each other and they're on the brink of war. And his son has gone to that, the king of Rutan, his son has gone to the other planet and he wants him back. And he has the young 10-year-old daughter. His son is a grown man or a young man, and he wants him to come back and be king. But he hears that his son doesn't want to come back. Well, he has the other king's, I think she's a 10-year-old daughter, and they did a switch a long time ago, but the son doesn't want to come back. He says, I don't want to come back to that planet. Now, Rutan is a hunting planet. They hunt with battle droids and necks, and they eat a bunch of meat, and they're rowdy. The king gets mad really fast, and then he gets happy with them. Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan are there to kind of solicit a peace treaty between the two planets. And he's mad at the Jedi for killing his hunter-seeker droids. And when Qui-Gon points out, aren't they illegal on this planet for hunting? And shouldn't the king not be using them? Then he kind of laughs it off like, oh, haha, you got me. All right, Jedi, you can come feast with me. And so he's kind of lovable, but kind of irritating because he always wants to go to, he's threatening to go to war, but Qui-Gon can see he really doesn't want war. And this whole book is really about Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon, or Obi-Wan learning more about Qui-Gon and how he reacts. There's a lot of moments in the book where Obi-Wan is admiring how Qui-Gon keeps calm when insults are thrown his way, when lies are told to him that he knows is a lie, when certain things are intense right now, but he stays calm, cool, and collected. He always knows what to do. And he's always asking Obi-Wan what he sees. What do you think? Because when they go to visit the son goes, I don't want to go back there. My dad's crazy. I like it here. This is a kind of aquatic kind of, these people have scales, they swim a lot, they catch fish and break off their third claw that will always grow back. They love nature, but they feast off crab legs or crab claws, and not to kill them, and they eat a bunch of vegetables and whatnot. Anyway, the king's son, Lead, is so happy to be there. He doesn't want to go back. His brother has accompanied the Jedi, and he's like, no, you need to go back. You have to. And they have this big argument. Well, the next day, they have just a nice day out on the planet. And he kind of shows his brother how much fun it is to be on the planet. And even though his brother isn't convinced it's the best or the better planet than Rutan, he's like, okay, I can see what you mean. So they kind of bond for a little bit on day 2. And again, Obi-Wan is impressed that Qui-Gon has never pushed the issue of trying to establish peace between the planets, but Qui-Gon's like, you give it time, Padawan. And again, it feels like you can hear Liam Neeson talking through all of these lines. Jude Watson nails Qui-Gon's character. Anyway, that night when they go to sleep, they wake up in the middle of the night and the Jedi realize that Prince Lead has been captured by some rogue tribe on this planet. And they just cropped up just a few months ago and no one knows what they are, but they're kind of a nomad tribe of fish people or whatnot. And so they have to find Prince Lead and rescue him, which they do. And then they end up bringing him back to Rutan. He decides to go back to Rutan and face his father. And his father is, manipulative and says, okay, well, I'm going to imprison the 10-year-old girl and she's going to stay in the darkest, deepest prison forever unless you stay. And he's like, okay, fine, Dad, I'll stay, And he decides to stay and be king one day, to take his rightful place as heir. But he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to. And his brother is kind of pissed because, his younger brother is pissed because his older brother didn't want to lead. He's like, man, you should love this planet. This is a great planet. And the king decides that I'm going to send my son, Tosin or whatever is the younger one, to that other planet. He hates it there. Oh, well, who cares? They'll build him character. I know he'll always come back at least. He won't be dumb enough to fall in love with that planet and never leave again. And so this whole time, the story is kind of centered around what is the proper decision for Prince Lead. Should he stay on the planet that he loves and have his own happiness, or should he choose his responsibility and stay on Rutan for the good of, because if his dad keeps running things, there's going to be war. So he decides, okay, I'll stay to prevent war and maybe one day be king and maybe, try to seal a peace treaty there. I'll just have to sacrifice myself for the peace of both planets. And Obi-Wan is constantly, torn between what Prince Lead should do. When he sees him on the other planet all happy, he says, yes, he should choose his own happiness. Screw his dad. But then when he hears about responsibility, he thinks about his choice on Melinda Dawn and says, yeah, I should have been a Jedi. I shouldn't have gone with what just made me happy in the moment. I should be, what is right for the galaxy. And so his feelings keep changing. And when he finally thinks, okay, finally, everything's all right. The sun's going to be king. There's going to be peace between the planets. And Qui-Gon goes, no, Padawan. They are closer at war than they ever have been. And that's how a chapter ends. It's really awesome because you find out that Qui-Gon's been thinking back throughout their whole adventure. This lost tribe of fish people, they have clay covering their skin, their scales. But you know what? He kind of realizes that's not those fish people. It's the Rutanians. They cover themselves in clay to hide that they don't have scales. And they've only been around for a few months. And the king's been asking for his son back. So Tosin, the younger brother, has been the one behind everything. He's the one that set this whole thing up, that kidnapped his brother, was going to make his brother look like a leader of that lost tribe, that nomad tribe that's been causing trouble on one planet, so that one planet just hates him and ostracizes him. However, when Prince Lead comes back, he was going to sabotage the stables and act like it was his brother, being all pissed off that he had to stay on Rutan and destroying his dad's favorite hunting necks, because his dad's a big hunter. And he thought that'd be great because he'll be banished from Rutan. He'll have to stay on the planet he loves, but he'll be banished from all his friends there. And it was basically just getting revenge because his brother doesn't want to be king. And he would love to be king. He's second born, so he can't get it, but he would love to be king. Well, Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan confront him on it. He confesses only when he realizes there's someone going to be at the stables. It's one of the girls, Drenna, who is one of the fish people that he kind of became friends with over this adventure. And he doesn't want her to get hurt by he has these battle droids going after, or seeker droids going after to kill all the necks in the barn. But they don't know, they're supposed to kill everyone, even Drenna, if she's there. So he didn't want Drenna to die, so of course they go to save the day, destroy the hunter seeker droids. The king is mad again because just like in the very beginning of the book, Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan have destroyed his favorite hunter seeker droids and he's pissed off. I love the king, actually. He's kind of fun. But then he realizes his son kind of confesses, his second son. He says, wait, you schemed against your brother to frame so-and-so, to cause trouble on this planet, just to be king? And he's like, yes. And the king laughs, ha, ha, ha. Well, I have a wise son. Look at my son. He's very crafty and wily. You deserve to be king. And he lets Prince Lead go back to the other planet. Fine, I've got a boy who wants to be king. This is great. I didn't think this boy had the gonads. He doesn't say that, but that's basically what he's saying. He's proud of his second son. So now true peace is there, but he says, well, wait, son, you need a queen that will fight against you every day, like my wonderful wife did for me. And basically it's Drenna, the girl he's kind of been attracted to, but she's like from the other planet, and she is not anything like the younger brother, but they do like each other. They flirt a lot. Qui-Gon could see that, but Obi-Wan couldn't, and Qui-Gon kind of smiles. You will in time, Padawan. And there's a great line by Qui-Gon in here that he tells Obi-Wan that Obi-Wan kind of is frustrated. He's like, Master, I must be terrible because I couldn't detect half those things. He went, no, you'll learn. He said, I can see things that you can't see, and you will see things that even will, surpass me, that I won't even notice. He said that is the relationship of the Jedi, the Master and the Padawan. The whole lesson here about seeking, and then Obi-Wan confesses that the reason he was being conflicted was because they openly talk about Melinda Dan. He and Qui-Gon do. And he says, well, I was confused because it sounded to me like, I felt a lot how I felt at Melinda Dawn, and I didn't know what I was feeling. And, Qui-Gon says, hey, don't worry. He said, that's water under the bridge, basically. That's behind us now, Padawan. He went, in fact, I learned something from Melinda Dawn too. So we both came out of a learning experience. Like, we're cool now. You don't have to be kind of edgy when something reminds you of Melinda Dawn. You don't have to be guilty or anything. And the book, The Shattered Peace, really good. It's really good. I can't believe I've forgotten about everything about this adventure. I don't remember anything about it. This is the first time it's happened in a Jedi Apprentice novel that I don't remember anything about it. But rereading it again, it's excellent. Excellent. It's just a one-off story as far as I can tell. But anyway, can't wait to read the next one. See you then.